everybody? How are y'all doing tonight? So, like I said, new bass. What y'all? But here's what's special about it. Here's the reason why it's really a big deal. Let me make sure the volume is turned up. Those are all set. Good. Those are all set now. And I want you to listen to this, because this is the part of it that really matters. That right there. That right there. You hear what that? You hear that right there? That's really what it's all about. That's really what it's about. More than anything else, this is what it was for. This right here is what it was for. Was getting that. Because that is cathartic right there. Let me tell you right now. This right here, this is so cathartic. Let me just hit that again for y'all. It's a B string. I know, it's such a little thing, I know. But man, it feels nice to have. No, just make sure I'm in tune. I'm obsessed about this, oh yeah, that string's a little flat right now. A string is pretty much spot on. Good. D string is good. G string needed to be brought up a little bit. But yeah, no. Seriously, it's so nice being able to... Because the main thing is, this means I don't have to constantly change tunings for when I want to play stuff. As long as it's above B, as long as it is above B, I don't have to change my tuning. I have to change my fretting, but that's a lot easier to do. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a bit for that to get old, though. It's I'm sorry, but just that B string is it's so much fun, especially because, like I said, I am inclined towards a lot of styles that use... I really like playing a lot of styles that go into heavy down tunings, which already means I was already kind of predisposed to getting one. Also, this is just a gorgeous bass. Let me just tell you that right now. It's just a gorgeous bass, too. It feels super nice to play as well. It feels good to play. It looks great. Like, I'm trying to keep up with the song. I'm trying to keep up with the song. Ooh, it's super interesting actually. So like I said, I've got the Made Core album playing in the back. One of the Made Core albums I really like playing in the background right now. The last track on this, I'm just completely going off of what I'm hearing as well, and I'm trying to put it together. But it's also like one of the things where it's really showing me how much more work I need to do into putting into learning scale shapes and the actual notes themselves. But this is actually not a terrible exercise. Even if it's a bit slow, you lose that sort of like soul crushing factor of just going straight through scale shapes. God, it's so much easier to do this with so much easier to follow it vocally. Like, there's no vocals in the song, obviously, right? But it's so much easier to do like vocal improvisation, not words, mind you, but just like, you know, just the sound of it is so much easier to follow for me vocally. That again really shows how much more just I have to learn, how much further I still have to go. It's actually a very useful thing to just be reminded of that. It's really useful to just be reminded of that periodically. That, yeah, no, it's like, you're still learning, dude. You're still learning. You're still not like skilled at this. You still got to put in work. And it's those little reminders of that are just actually kind of useful in a sense. They're useful because they keep you anchored. They keep you anchored in a way that's actually really important. And, you know, they keep me from becoming arrogant, which is one of the worst things that I could become, is starting to act like I'm just suddenly so much better than I really am. That I'm so much better at this than I really am, and that's like the thing to avoid. That's the thing I have to like work to avoid, because it's like that is the thing that will kill me. That is the killer right there. Arrogance is the killer. And so every once in a while, you just gotta go for looking for those reminders that you're not as good as you think you are, dude. It's like, sure, you might be getting better, but you're not as, but don't let it get to your head, because otherwise you're going to fall behind and you're going to stop improving. You know, when you get arrogant, you stop improving because you think you're too good for it. You think you're too good to keep keep working at it. And that's not healthy or useful. So that's like the main thing there. Is like I gotta keep that in mind. Also, oh my god, I just realized I forgot to change the stream from Gecko Point Nova. Oh my fucking god, I feel so stupid. Oh, I feel so stupid for that. Let me fix that real quickly. Because we're not actually playing Echo Point Nova right now. We were doing that the other day. What did you get? Oh, no. That's not one of the, I know what that is. So what you're hearing is a little bit of string buzz. This bass, I just got this bass today. It probably does need a bit of setup work done on it, which is, that's a normal thing, right? New instrument, it needs to be set up, it needs adjustments, right? So what you're hearing there is, that's just string buzz. That sound, right? Just a friend checking up why you haven't posted art. Yeah. Oh. I see now. But yeah, no, like I said, what you're hearing there, it's just a bit of fret buzz. It's a bit of fret buzz because, like I said, I just got the instrument and it probably needs a little bit of setup work done on it, just some minor adjustments to help with that. But even with that, this thing feels so nice to play. The action is nice and is super light too. That's the other thing about this is and now some of that might be contributing to the fret buzz. Shut up, Mechanicat. Ooh, I should actually mention, hey, Mechanicat. So I should mention what actually I think you might find this actually kind of interesting. So the reason I got this bass in particular, well, first of all, I've been wanting to get a 5-string, right? Which is what this is. This is a 5-string. Here, just listen to this B string. Listen to this B string. Yeah, new bass. 2 new basses, actually. I got a new 5. So the SX Franken bass that I was playing before, I have given that back to the friend who was letting me borrow it. And I bought an Ibanez 4-string off of him. That's over next to me over there. That's over next to me, actually. But then recently, like I said, it just came in today. I also have this new 5-string as well, which this is an ESP. So I've got an Ibanez and an ESP now. And so the thing I am thinking about doing at some point in the future. So right now, they both have stainless round wound. I don't know if the ones on the ESP are stainless, but they're both round wounds, right? I know the ones on the Ibanez are stainless. They're so grippy. They feel so good. I'm thinking I might put even though they're expensive, even for like more so than normal bass strings, I'm thinking I might put flat wounds on the Ibanez. That way I have these two these two basses sound even more different from each other, and that way I have more reason to go back and forth between them. Because I mean, obviously there's the fact that for some styles of music, you're not using the B string, so it just gets in the way. But also the tone difference between flats and rounds is so much fun. No, it does not have active. It has an EQ. The pickups are passive, but it does have an EQ. So listen to this. Hey there, Chimbusis. Give it a little bit of that. Scoop the mids. Now have a listen. It's an LTD. It's the Spalted Maple LTD. It does feel very nice though, yeah. But yeah, no. It's a very nice bass. Regardless, yeah. But yeah, it's a very, very nice LTD 5-string. And but yeah, no. First of all, being able to play Slipknot without having to change the tuning. The only time I would ever have to change the tuning on this is to play Korn. Let me just put it that way. Pretty much not the only time, but like the only stuff that I regularly like trying to play that I would have to change the tuning for is if I was trying to play Korn. But even putting that aside, just being able to play without having to retune all the time is so nice. Like I said, I have to change my fretting, but that's a much, much, much easier process, at least for me, than retuning. It is still. Oh, that is hot. That is super cool though. That is a cool guitar. And whoever you sold that, I bet whoever you sold that to is gonna love that thing. I bet whoever you sold that 94 Jackson to is gonna love that thing. Tell you that much right now. Whoever you sold that 94 Jackson to is going to be a very happy person when they're, like, getting into that, because that just sounds like, first of all, 94 made in Japan Jackson, that is just an inherently cool instrument. And I bet you took real good care of that as well. I bet you took real good care of it too. I mean, even if you beat the shit out of it, you still took real good care of it. Because, I mean, it's like a car, The worst thing you can do to a car, or a bike for that matter, is not use it. Ooh, yes. Oh, that's so nice. That sounds like such a nice guitar. That sounds like such a nice guitar, actually, Mechanicat. That sounds like an incredibly nice guitar. So, yeah, no. But yeah, no, like I said. So it's nice to know that it's going to a good home. That's so much trickier to play now with the extra neck width, though. Ugh. That is still one of those songs that, more likely than not, if I was gonna play that, I would probably reach for the 4-string, because that is like, up on the D and G strings. That's probably, I mean, because I don't even know how often does 46 and 2 even go down onto the top string, because it's also it's only drop D. It's not like it's in anything crazy like that. So going back between like drop D and E and standard E, that's not that big of a deal. So yeah, no, I can't. That is definitely one of those things. I think if I knew I was gonna be playing something like that, or if I was wanting to play something like that, I'd probably reach for that. But on the other hand, this is really what this is for. This is really what this is for. Let me pull her up. It's something like this. Staple! Something like that, you know, but obviously not playing it poorly like I just did. God, Paul Gray. Dude, have you ever actually watched Paul Gray play? Have you ever actually watched Paul Gray playing Mechanicat? His picking technique is so good. It's such a, him and Justin Chancellor both have, you know, but like Paul Gray especially, his picking technique is so good. Yeah, no, but he is a fantastic bassist. Like, he is such a good bassist. If you've never seen Paul Gray playing, you absolutely should. There are some really good live sessions, like, you know, little, you know, like studio sessions, not like recording, but it's like, you know, there's something where they bring him into like a studio, they do an interview and such, and then they have him playing. His picking, but seriously, his picking looks so effortless. The way he's holding it, the way he's actually moving the pick, it was so effortless. It was so goddamn effortless. It is a tragedy. It is a tragedy that we lost Paul Gray when we did, because he was so goddamn good. He was so goddamn good. This B string is going to take some learning though, because on one hand it's super cathartic, but on the other hand it is so much more work to keep it under control. But I kind of enjoy it, actually. I kind of enjoy how rowdy it feels. Like, obviously, like I said, if you just let it rumble like that, that's gonna get annoying, you know, constantly in the background. That low B rumble, right? But when you really let it rip, it feels so nice. It feels so nice when you just let that thing rip. Which is really one of the things, like I said, that's one of the things like Slipknot's great for. John Entwistle from The Who. Yes, he's also really good. He's also really good. Like, also, I want to know which side of a certain. There's another bassist, and here's the thing. Depending on who, like, it reminds me. So, it also reminds me is there is another bassist that I'm pretty sure you're also familiar with, Mechanic Cat, and I kind of did allude to them earlier. Fieldy. You know, I really like. Here's the thing, I feel like Fieldy is the Vegemite of bassists. You know what I'm saying? The Vegemite or Marmite of bassists. And I want to know which side of that line you're on. Because we were talking about this before. I was talking about this before, how, like, you know, especially on like the early days of Korn, you could really tell the guy was not very knowledgeable, like, on a technical level. It wasn't that good. But I would not want any other bassist on those early albums. I wouldn't want any other bassist on those early albums. Like, that, and a lot of it's the way he was playing it. The way he was playing it was really what made it work. The fact that he was basically treating it like another percussion, another part of the percussion, is what made it work so well with that sound. Like, if you listen to something like Got the Life, or like, listen to something like Got the Life, or what's another good example? You know, Freak on the Leash is a little bit later. I think he was getting better at that point. But yeah, like Got the Life. Oh, Got the Life is the same fucking album. What the hell am I talking about? But yeah, Mr. Rogers, actually. You go listen to like you go listen to Mr. Rogers or Ball Tongue. There is no one else at that time who is playing a bass that way. Like, no one was playing it that way. Nobody notable, I should say. Pretty much nobody was playing it that way. And that's what I want to say. I wouldn't want any other bassist. I would not want any other bassist on those early albums. You know, on the self-titled or Life is Peachy or like basically any of them. Yeah, I wouldn't want anyone else on those albums. Sorry about that. Just turning a fan on because it's getting hot in here. Getting a little toasty in here, so I'm turning a fan on to get some air moving. Ooh, that doesn't sound quite right is the thing I'm trying to figure out. Like, I gotta listen. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. he fits the whole of the band perfectly. It's a very unique, yeah. Has a raw bassist. That's exactly what I'm saying. And this is the thing. I do think he got better. He started getting better right around Follow the Leader. I do think that right around Follow the Leader, he was starting to get better on a technical level. Guy still knows nothing about music theory, and frankly, that's never going to change. Guy just, he has no interest in learning more, like, getting more into music theory, which frankly, in some levels, I don't blame him. Like, have you ever, like, this shit is a fucking rabbit hole. It's just a fucking rabbit hole. That's right. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I know. Oh, but on that subject, I mean, I'm playing the verse riff from the intro riff from Before I Forget, right? Right there, dun 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 dun. I'm playing it like half speed, right? Dun 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 dun, right? But because that's like, obviously that's not full speed, because full speed is crazy. Oh, it isn't. Oh, you don't reset to 0 that one. Okay. Oh, the other one. But anyways, I was talking about music theory, right? I was talking about music theory. And one of the things I have discovered I really, really, really like that I noticed this, from a music theory perspective is, so one of the things I've been trying to learn, and one of the things I've also been trying to learn on the vocal side is how to do the, I've been trying to get better at fry screaming, right? I've been trying to get better at fry screaming because it's a skill I used to have and I kind of lost it and I want to get it back. I want to get back being able to fry scream. And one of the things that has really helped with that has been also relearning the, that really deep, breathy vocal fry that Corey Taylor does in the verses of Duality and Vermilion. Like, she seems dressed in all the rings of past fatalities. So fragile yet so devious. She is home to me, climatic hands that press her temples and my chest. Enter the night that she came home forever. I've been trying to practice getting better at that because you can still hear I'm not doing it very well because I keep slipping in and out of it. Enter the night that she came home forever. Oh, she's the only one that makes me sad. But back to the original point, because obviously I can just keep doing that all along, right? I can do that the whole time. That's not really why I'm bringing it up. The reason I'm bringing it up is because of what I noticed. One of the things I noticed that I really like that the song does is when you go into the chorus, hard to say what caught my attention. When you go into the pre-chorus and the chorus, it changes time signatures. So up until that point, it's in 4/4, right? It's in 4/4 right up until that point, but then it switches. And depending on who you ask, some people say 6/8, some people say 3/4. I keep kind of flip-flopping between them as well, because I'm not entirely sure which one it feels like to me either. Because like here you're in 4/4, right? I gotta remember, this is an E, so we need to go up a whole step. So, because that's E and drop B is F sharp on that string. Make sure it's still in tune as well. Always like kind of paranoid about checking this. Yeah, no, I mean, here's the thing. I don't really know much about it either. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know it all that well either, is the thing, Mechanic Cat. So you're not actually in... It's not like, I'm... So you're not in bad company here. If you don't know much about it, that's fine. I only know a little bit too. Okay, now where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. That's where we were. Okay, so the E string was just a little sharp, so. Oh, I'm on the. No, I am on the right string. So if you really want to actually find something that really helps with that, there is actually there's two channels I think that come to mind for me. There are two channels that really come to mind to me that I think you should start watching if you want to get into music theory, and that helps with making it less tedious. And one is Cadence Hira, and the other is Adam Neely. Both of them are actually, I'm not going to say, oh, they make music theory fun. I mean, that's stupid, because music theory is always going to be kind of tedious. But they take the edge off. They do really take the edge off of trying to get at least a working understanding of music theory. Both of them do a really good job of taking the edge off and getting like a working understanding of music theory. And so they are definitely people I would very much recommend watching in that case, in that regard. Like both of them will, like I said, both of them do a great job of seriously taking the edge off of just how insanely tedious music theory can be. Oh, his channel is great. I know, right? His channel is great. Did you see the video that he did a while back? It wasn't just him. It was him and a bunch of other people who are like musicians, right? And they did a bunch of riffs on children's songs where they introduced like interesting little things like, odd time signatures, polymeters, polyrhythms, polymeters, that kind of stuff. There's one in particular that I really love. And I don't remember which one of them did it off the top of my head. It wasn't Adam. It was one of the other people, but I forget which one it was. But it was Frere Jacques. But in, I think it was 7/8. Let me find it, actually. I want to see what time signature this is in, because... Oh, David Bennett! David Bennett was the one who did Frere Jacques. But the time signature change on it is really good. It's like... What time signature did he do this in? I gotta actually check now. Because like I said, there's like he says what time signature he did it in, but I don't remember which one it is. But it's like it's such a good rip on it that it's super cool. Was it 7/4? Yeah, it was 7/4. He did it in 7/4. That's what it was. Yeah, he changed. He put Frere Jacques in 7/4, and it sounds really cool in 7/4. Oh, it's like for such a basic sound, like such like it's typically thought of as like such a, as a song for children, right? When you add that little twist to it, so instead of playing like. When you change how you play it, it's so much more interesting. But I noticed ad break started, so everybody take a chance to get a drink, stretch, etc. And we'll be back in just a few. Jacques, dans mes voeux, sonnez les matines, din don din, frère. Jacques, frère, Jacques, dans mes voeux, sonnez les matines, din don din. Din don din, frère Jacques, dans mes voeux, sonnez les matines, din don din, din don din. There we go. And there we go. Yes, it is unfortunately a shame indeed, Mechanicat. But I mean, what can you do? Some people just can't. You can't really choose your spawn location. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that's randomized. All you can do is live with it. Oh, that was awkward. There we go. Oh my god, I hate that my first thought when you said that. I thought my first thought when you said that was Brasil número uno campeão penta! Campeão do mundo, porra! At least it wasn't the pizza video. Oh. honestly, stuff like the pizza video. Not so much that one in particular, but it's funny you mentioned the pizza video because, well, not so much the pizza video, because I know the one you're talking about, the Brazilian pizza, right? And Brazilian pizza is a little cursed, but I like that whole genre. There's a whole genre of stupid YouTube shorts that I really like. Not just YouTube, but stupid short form stuff that I like, which is just bullying those two Italian guys. You know the ones I'm talking about? You know, Leonfield? It's just bullying the shit out of them. And one of you who's really good at it is is a former White House chef. You've seen him, Chef. I'm pretty sure you've seen him, Chef Rush, the former White House chef who is built like a brick shit house. Yeah, him. He is so good at just bullying those two guys. It's amazing. It's just like, just watching him bully those two guys is so cathartic because of the whole, and it's entirely because of the whole trope of the obnoxious Italian who it turns out is from fucking Jersey. You know the one? You know, it's like, oh no, you can't do it that way. That's not traditional. Oh, and it turns out he's from Jersey. And just like watching them squirm Watching those two guys squirm is so fun. I mean, it's like, and you can tell they're in on it. They're in on it. They're in on the bit. But even knowing that they're in on the bit, even knowing that it's all kayfabe, and that's all I said, it's all just a bit. It's so much fun watching them squirm. One of my other favorite. Oh, it reminds me. Oh, not him, not Andre Rush, but still involving those two guys. There's this other guy who was doing, how do I put this? Oh yeah. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry about that. Just had a little bit of one of those moments where you just like freeze up and kind of glitch out. But the cheese is under the sauce. But more specifically, the guy who turned the cheese is under the sauce into a villain monologue. You know the one I'm talking about now? Do you know what I'm talking about Mechanic Cat? The guy who turned the cheese is under the sauce into a goddamn villain monologue? He is amazing. He was amazing with that. Like the first one was an actual like deep dish pizza, right? Where it was like a guy who was like freaking out, like, where's the sauce? Like, oh. And he was like, we've been over this. There was an entire lecture on the subject. Did you forget? I'll give you one good guess as to where the cheese might be. And if you get it wrong, I will make you forget what it's like to eat solid foods, you understand me? Oh, I gotta play. Okay, so more specifically, I have to play this version. Of the villain monologue, of the pizza villain monologue, because it's so good. It's so good. And one of the reasons why it's so good is it's got Brett Crow in it. And Brett Crow absolutely just sends it. So move this over here. And then where is my damn browser capture? There it is. I need you. Over here. And then I also need to make sure the audio is set correctly. Now it is. Good.
Pizza with some unidentified
white powder on it.
Where the cheese
oh, shit. You can't see it. I forgot to do that part. There we go. Now you can see it.
We've been over this. There was an entire
lecture on the subject. Did you forget?
I'll give you
one good guess, Mark, as to where the pizza might be, or the cheese might be.
And if you get it wrong, I will make you forget what it's like to eat solid foods. You understand me?
And the best part is there's a sequel to this. There is a sequel to this as well. That's the other thing. Is that's not the only... There was a second one. So that's the one... That's the first villain monologue one. The second one is even better. The second one is even better. Where are you? Brett Crow is in it. So I should be able to find it that way. Where is it? There it is. Got it. I found it. I knew I could find it. This one is even crazier.
Where is the cheese?
You've done this song and dance.
I danced before. Where's the cheese?
If I really
So I didn't have to answer that question.
myself,
There will be divine wrath, not be comprehended. Ugh.
understand?
And then also just the slimy Primus riff that Brett is playing along with that is so goddamn good.
Get one guess. Where's the fucking cheese?
It's such a good bit. Ugh. It is such a good bit. I love it. but bring myself back over now that we've showed you that. But like I said, I love that bit. Oh, hey, welcome back, Parasitas. What kind of event is it? You mind me asking? What kind of event is it? Cause, that's from your birthday. Ooh, when is that gonna be? When is that? Is that today? The 24th. Okay. Okay, so it's not quite yet. It's not quite yet. Okay, so I don't have to botch playing Happy Birthday for you just yet. Okay, I don't have to completely botch playing Happy Birthday for you just yet. Nice to know. That's nice to know. Talk about it. Did you see the cover with that? I haven't seen. I have seen that one. I have seen the Brett Crow playing with the Shamisen girl. I want to say it was All Around the World. It might just be me thinking All Around the World because that is like the last Red Hot Chili Pepper song I listened to recently. But I want to say it was. But I'm not sure if it was All Around the World. Let me look to see which song it was, because I know who you're talking about, and I did see that. Who was that? Wait, sorry. No. The one I saw was that's not the one I saw. I didn't see her with. It wasn't actually RHCP. It's Guns N' Roses she did it with. She was playing. The one I saw is the one she was playing with Welcome to the Jungle. Because I'm looking at it right now. I just saw that. It's like, yeah, no, I see immediately her playing Welcome to the Jungle. And he's in there as well. Beep, ba, 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 da, boop. Oh, the other one I love. The other one I love that he did is the guy's like, I'm a scumman. Probably because your favorite band is Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's probably why, Mechanic Cat. That is actually probably why. We're gonna be totally honest. It's probably because they're your favorite band, so you just kind of default to them. I screamed until my veins collapsed. I've waited in, my time's elapsed. Now all I do is live with so much fate. I've waited for this, I've bitched for that, I've left behind this little fact: you cannot kill what you did not create. I've gotta say what I've gotta say, and then I swear I'll go away, but I can't promise you'll enjoy the noise. I guess I'll save the best for last. My future seems like one big past. You're left with me because you left me no choice. I push my fingers into my eyes. which pickup am I on? Ooh, let's go over to the neck pickup, actually. Let's go to the bridge pickup, actually. This is going, like I said, this is gonna definitely take more it's gonna take more practice and getting used to. But that B string is so much fun to ride. It is such a fun, it's just fun is what it is. Yes, I did, Cass. Yes, I did, Cass. Yes, I did, Cass. And, it goes deeper than the last one. It's got a B string. I know I keep bringing it up because, like I said, it's going to take a while for that to get old. It's going to take a while for that to get old. Because that just feels so satisfying. Duality. It's like I am playing it so poorly. I am playing it so poorly, but it is just such a fun riff. Ugh. It is such a fun riff, though. But anyways, back to something I actually don't know how to play that I'm trying to figure out how to play better. Also, let's see if I can find a better version of this. Ooh, let me see if I can. Not even a better version. A version of this that's set up for a 5-string. That's what I need to find. I need to find a version of this that's set up for a 5-string. Ah, there we go. dun 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 dun. Ugh. Yeah, that is actually what it is. Okay, I've got that part. I do have that part kind of figured out now. Whew. Ooh, arms getting a little sore. Arms getting a little sore. Maybe switch over from a pick rope for a minute. Oh, that's such a fun intro riff, though. Dun 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 da 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 na 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 na. It's not the fingering hand that's getting sore, Mechanicat. It's not the fingering hand that's getting sore. It's the picking hand. Remember, I got the fucked up right hand that makes picking interesting. That makes holding a pick interesting. Let me put it that way. That's the one that's getting sore. If it was my fingering hand getting sore, then yeah, I'd have something. I'd be a little bit more, I'd be like, maybe we should stop for a while. Maybe we should go and do something else for a little while. But nah, it's the picking hand that's getting sore. Shit, I just realized another riff that I could play that I've got the B string. I just realized another riff that I can play now that I've got the B string. I just realized this one. For this one, we're going to want to play around with things a little bit because we want to make, I don't have actual fuzz on hand, but we can fake it a little. So that's what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. Remember, everything is down a step. God, Electric Wizard is fun. God, Electric Wizard is fun. Technically not in the right tuning for it, but I really only need to adjust one string. And it's this one, it's the top one, you know, it's the B string. So give me a second to do that, actually. There we go. Bringing this back in now. A little bit of a treble cut. Now we're good to go. Bring that back down, because I mean, that is literally just overdriving the interface, which, I mean, it kind of works as a sort of faking fuzz, but it doesn't actually sound all that good. I legitimately need to get I need to get parallax is what I need to get. I need to get Neural DSP parallax, because that way I'll actually be able to run this through, like it's through an amp. And also, not to mention, are you talking about is that the name of a plugin, Mechanicat? because it's not one that I actually do know off the top of my head. I do know, however, that Parallax is very good. Let's see what this is. Ooh, this is actually really interesting. Guitar rack, native instruments. Let's see how this works, actually. Because, like I said, at some point, because I know how good... Because here's the thing. Because Neural DSP is ultimately kind of the standard, is like the thing everybody does stuff for, I do eventually want to get it. But let's see how this works. Let's see how this works. You got me curious now. To say the least. You've got me wondering how well this will work. How well does this work? We're about to find out anyway. We're about to find out. Let's see what this does. Oh, there it is. I was wondering why it wasn't showing up. Now I know why. Yes. Let's see how you work. Shall we? Let me just do this real quickly here. Let me pull up my phone just to make sure, because it's going to throw a thing at me and be like, is this actually you? Yes, yes it is. Okay, let's see what we got here then. How do you work? I think that's the real question now is, what all do you do? Because this might actually be interesting. This might actually be really interesting to give this a shot and see how this works. Let's see what you've got included. So I'm just waiting for it to install right now. I'm just waiting for it to install right now. But once we do, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes for sure. But hey, at least get my feet wet with Amp Sims, so that whenever if I ever decide to go over to something like Parallax or Dark Glass or any of the other Amp Sim suites, this will be like actually like I said, this will be a really good way to get my feet wet. Let's see what you do. Funeral planet, that black asteroid, mausoleum, this world is a tomb. Human zombies, staring blank faces, no reason to live, dead in the womb. Bow. But also, I just saw the ad break, so I'm gonna take this as a chance to get up and stretch, and then we'll be back once that's over. we're back. I just got it loaded up, and we're gonna see actually how this works now, shall we? Let me try something real quick right here. Ooh. Ooh, I'm hearing that through. I am hearing that through Guitar Rig. That's a very good sign. Let's see. What can we do for some bass stuff here? What could be interesting? What could be interesting here? Oh! Ooh, ooh, this one already sounds fun, Mechanicat. This already sounds fun. Let's bring it in, actually. So let's bring it in, actually. So let's add an audio source. You. And set you to Guitar Rig. Yes, because I put it in the wrong scene. That's why. I actually wanted to add it over here. There we go. Now, make sure it's set correctly. Let me just retune this real quick. Wait, oh, this has an inbuilt tuner. I just noticed that. Excellent. Oh, I know it's not yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to set it up to do that. Give me a minute. Give me a minute to figure out how to do that. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to get it to come through into OBS. Give me a second to do that, and I'll have that for you. Wait. I think I know how I might be able to do it. Give me a second. Settings, audio. Cannot do it there. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for then. How do I set your output? That's the real question now. Is how do I set you up? I'm looking real quickly just to figure out how I can set this up so that it does it. So just give me a second. I gotta figure out. Like I said, this is a new thing. I can think of one way of doing it, actually, so give me a second. I can think of one way of doing this. It's just going to cause other issues. Because it's going to make some weird duplications happen. There we go. Or not. Nope, that doesn't work either. Never mind. If that doesn't work, then we definitely don't want to have that going. Okay, so that's all working right. Now I just gotta figure out how to get it into OBS now. And this is gonna be the interesting part. How do I get you to output right? Because that definitely sounds better than this, just the raw DI. I can say that much for sure. Having an actual amp sim like that set up is way nicer. So, like I said, I just got to figure out, how do I bring this source in now? Maybe this one can figure it out? No, not you. Not you can't. You can't. You're not what I'm looking for. And this is just like, it's not outputting. According to OBS, it's just not outputting, but I can't find the settings for it is the thing. Once I can find those settings, we might be in business. But that's the main thing I got to figure out, is where are those at? You don't help. Oh, there we go. Preferences. Outputs. That's what I was looking for. Or not. No, that's not it. So let's swap those back over again real quickly. Because that's not it. No, 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 no. No, that doesn't help. This is actually really cool, though, Mechanic. I'm really glad you showed me this. Because, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to work in OBS. That's the thing, right? I don't know how well I'm going to be able to get this to work in OBS. But that's really cool nonetheless. This is still really cool. Thank you for showing me this. Like I said, I don't know how well this is gonna, I don't know how to run this through for stream yet. I'm still trying to figure that out because it's not picking it up for whatever reason. You know, I could do that. Let's see how awful this sounds, actually. Well, the problem is then I can't hear it is the problem. But let's see what it sounds like nonetheless. Let's try it just for a second to see what that sounds like. That sounds horrible. That's horrible. I hate that because I have to hold my headphones up to the mic in order to make that work. That is a terrible idea. That is a terrible idea, actually, because I have to hold the mic up to the hold my headphones up to the mic to make that work. Oof, that's really good though, regardless. It's like, if I could set this. Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now is like. This is strange. Let me try one other thing. Let me try something real quickly here. Nope, that does nothing. Oh, that has the worst delay, though. It works, though, is the annoying part. So this works, but then it adds delay. When I take it out of ASIO mode, it adds delay. So I basically have to play it like this. Like, that works, but that I can't listen to it while I'm doing that is the problem. Because if I'm listening to it while I'm doing that, because it's got really bad delay, and that throws me off really badly. Like, that I can't work with that. It's so bad. Because it's like 400 milliseconds of latency. So that doesn't work. But if I have it in ASIO mode where there's no latency, like I have right here, I can hear it. And then there's no latency. There's no latency in that, right? And that's really nice. But y'all can't hear that is the problem. As we have already explained, as we've already discussed, that doesn't work. But if I do it that way, there's too much latency for that. There's too much latency for that. So I kind of have to have it on one of the settings for, I have to have it on the ASIO setting to be able to play it, but it has to be on the Wasapi setting for y'all to be able to hear it, which is weird. And it doesn't seem like I'm the only person that has this problem either. Oh, there's a plugin for this, actually. Hold on one second. There's a plugin for this. Of course there's a plugin for this. So, give me one moment. I'm going to have to cut the stream for a second, so give me a second to do that. Hopefully I'll be able to do it quickly enough that we can get back in without it ending. We'll see. YouTube side, I'm going to cut loose.